So let's start with the most exciting news, at least for me, American Gods.
Yes, we are cranking away. We've got the first 2 scripts written already, and it's going to be very exciting. It's wonderful to be working with Neil Gaiman, and Neil Gaiman's going to be writing episodes of the show, so it's going to have scope as it should.
So you're attached to the whole series, not just the first episode.
Yes. So that's my next deal is American Gods, and then hopefully we'll see what happens with Hannibal.
Talking about Hannibal, what can you hint at what's coming up? It's been such a roller coaster already.
Oh gosh, well tonight's episode is actually fantastic because we have all of the survivors. We get to see exactly what happened after the finale of the second season, and then the next 4 episodes are amongst the craziest, bonkers things that we've ever done on the show. So I'm excited for people to see it.
So you just pretty much just went all out. You're like going for broke.
Yeah, we were like, we don't know how much time we have on NBC left, so let's just go for broke.
Critics and fans really love the show. How surprised were you when you heard the news that it was going to be canceled?
Not very. We kind of knew going into the 3rd season that NBC, Jen Salke, who's the head of entertainment at NBC, had been protecting the show for the first 3 years from the programmers who wanted to cancel it after the first season, so we knew that she could only cover us for so long. So we had an idea that this was going to be the last season on NBC.
But why? Do you think it's like too gruesome for network television, or?
Well, I think it's a dark show, and we are very cable oriented in the way that we tell the stories, so it's pretty niche programming, and they've really given us a long leash in which to tell our stories. So I have to say I'm not terribly surprised. I'm glad that we had the first 3 years, and hopefully we'll have another year someplace else, but it wasn't a huge surprise, no.
Are you hopeful that that'll happen with streaming?
Yeah, you know, I think there's about a 50-50 chance of it going forward, and if it doesn't go forward, the season was designed to be, as like the previous seasons before, a finale of sorts.
And if you do go streaming somewhere like Netflix, will you be able to go even darker?
You know, I don't know how much darker we could go. I want to go funnier, actually. I think there's a lot of humor to be had with cannibalism, so I think we could take advantage of that.
So do you have a story ready to go for another season in case it does get picked up?
Oh yeah, and I think it's our coolest story arc yet. But it's contingent on the finale, so I can't tell you too much about it because it would spoil the finale of this season.
So Richard Armitage is sort of famous for having put giant character studies about his characters and then giving them to the showrunners and getting them to the director. Has he done that? Anything?
Yes.
Can you talk about it?
Amazing. You know, our first conversation, he was just getting warmed up with who Francis Dolarhyde was, and by the time he had read the book, he was sending me his journals, which were amazing, in-depth, and so intelligent. He's such an insightful guy, and frequently he would call me and say, you know, there's this part in the book, can we make sure that we integrate that into the show? So there was a lot of that going on. He was a great partner with the character.
So just because it's ending on NBC, can you talk? What's your favorite death that you've done? And is it coming up, or has it already has happened?
Oh, it's coming up for sure. There's a couple of them, but yeah, there's a death in the books that we didn't see in the movie adaptation that we do in the show, and it's pretty gross.
It's been really good seeing you tonight. Good luck in the awards.
Thank you so much.